Okay, we're going to go ahead and call a meeting to order. It is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Any minutes and reports received in file? No. Okay. Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports, upcoming meetings and events.
We've got our commissioner training Wednesday through Friday. Nothing else really besides that. There's Fish Fries, Taos, St. Martin's, and St. Thomas, I believe. And then Saturday, Lions have a barbecue out there in Wardsville as well. So we'll get fed well this week, it sounds. Get educated.
Wednesday, Mid-Mo Public Housing Authority. Jeff mentioned. Also on Friday, a Patriot Day meeting. And next Monday, meeting with Navajos and Architects Alliance. The juvenile facility matters.
Yeah, I have tomorrow a workforce development meeting before we start the annual training. Saturday is the Sons Union Veterans Meeting, the Heart Ball, and then the USS Jefferson City Birthday Ball. So, yeah, there is a lot of food this weekend. So that's all I've got. Okay, any commission comments? Ordinances introduced. Health Department to discuss amended lodging ordinance.
Good morning. As discussed, we have decided to amend our ordinance to include a fee structure. Jill has worked with us to help develop that, and I know that I sent it to you guys on email. I didn't bring copies. So we would ask for you today to adopt the amended ordinance that includes provisions that allows the health department to charge fees for inspections, and then to adopt the fee structure separately, so it's not part of the ordinance in case it needs to be revised at a later date. Jeff, I know we talked a lot about how establishments would know their priority ranking, and we decided to follow more of the model of DHSS where we charge per room, and then the inspection fee and complaints. That way they know exactly what their fees are going to be before it starts. There's no subjectivity to where, well, you say I'm high risk and my neighbor down the road is medium risk. We charge per room, and they do a percentage of the rooms, and that's based on state regulation. And then we will charge for complaints. We did add a provision that we could waive the complaint fee inspection if needed. Like say we go and the complaint is unfounded and we were there for 10 minutes, we could waive that fee, but it'll really be charged per inspection for those complaint investigations. We will run the ordinance needs to run the paper 3 consecutive weeks. So Tracy is here if you have any questions about the ad. So we would run the next 3 weeks and then be effective April 1st.
And will we notify our lodging establishments that we are doing this?
Yes, and DHS has asked us to do inspections a little bit earlier this year because of all of the potential visitors that we will be having to Missouri because of the World Cup. So we will notify them of the change, and we will start our inspections a little bit early this year.
Good point.
Mm-hmm. So here's the revised ordinance, and then here's the fee structure.
Did we get this in an email
Yes.
before? Yes. All right.
I'm good.
So, first step, to adopt the ordinance.
Correct.
So I'll make a motion to adopt an ordinance amending the lodging establishment ordinance in Cole County to be administered by the Cole County Health Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Health Department to discuss amended food
We
ordinance.
need to adopt a fee
Oh,
structure.
that's right.
It's okay.
All in favor? Who say aye?
That was.
Yeah, we did that already. Now we gotta adopt the fee
This is a
structure.
motion to adopt the lodging fees as presented by the Director of Health.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, now do you want me
Now,
to?
I'm sorry. Health Department discuss amended food ordinance.
Okay, similarly, we need to adopt an amendment to the food ordinance to clarify some fees. There was some old language in there about temporary food establishments and provisions for revoking their permit. We cleaned up some of that language and just said that we would adopt a fee structure similar to the lodging ordinance. So I would ask that we adopt the amended food ordinance and then the fee structure separately. And that was also in an email. We will also, I'll adjust this time. We will run it in the same ad. That will save us some printing costs. It will run for 3 weeks and also be effective April 1st.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the amended food sanitation safety code in Cole County to be administered by the Cole County Health Department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then I'll make a motion to adopt the 2026 food permit fee as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we will also notify our food establishments of those changes. Thank you.
Thank you.
We haven't changed our fees for quite a while. We were significantly lower than the cities. Okay, appointments by commission. Who wants to do these appointments?
Make a motion to appoint Roger Schwartz to the Board of Cole County Residential Special Services, Inc.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to appoint David Neighbors to the Missouri River Regional Library Board.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And a motion to appoint Robert Swift to the to the Missouri River Regional Library Board.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Move on to bids and contracts. Approval and signing of Sutterfield Technologies contract.
The Recorder's Office is wanting to enter into an agreement with Shutterfield Technologies for their book preservation needs. They did book preservations for Christensen County, and Judy is just wanting to piggyback off that contract. So we have the contract as well as 3 quotes. She's wanting to do it in 3 different phases throughout the year, and the total is $61,857.32.
Collectively.
Yep, collectively.
That's what we budgeted for this.
We have the quote and then the contract and the 3 quotes throughout the year.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Yeah, just a quick question, Judy, what does it mean, preservation? Yeah.
Sutterfield actually did preserving of our old books. And what they're going to do is they're going to take them apart. They're going to encapsulate the pages. And then we're going to do another phase to eventually have it all scanned. So we're scanning all of the old books that we have, like from 1900 to about 1980 something. So it's more genealogy at this point because we've gone back in time with the older ones first. So they take them all apart. They encapsulate the pages, they treat them. I'm not exactly sure the.
Encapsulate, is that go in a sleeve of some kind?
It is, I know, there are some of those books that have they're not encapsulated, they laminated them. And when you talk with the preservation people at the Secretary of State's office, they are not a fan of laminating pages. They prefer that we encapsulate them. So there's they treat it with some type of acidic, so it doesn't deteriorate over time, but they have an opening, so we can actually remove them.
So encapsulate instead of, what was the other term?
Laminating.
Laminate. And the Secretary of State doesn't like laminate.
They didn't like that. We had some that were laminated.
Okay.
That was many years ago.
Preservation's changed so much.
It's changed.
Since they're being scanned, most of the people will look at these electronically instead of actually going to the hard copy.
And a lot of people don't like the electronic because they say it's harder to read. They prefer to pull the books.
It's wonderful. If anybody's got time, go down and pull some of the early
Yeah.
books from the 1800s and just look at the handwriting and
And the
see,
history.
you know, gentleman sold a horse for so much. I mean, everything's recorded. It's really fascinating.
It is really interesting. But we're piggybacking off of a contract from Christian County. So Sutterfield is the same company we used last year. So we prefer to stick with them, but it's harder to get your book preservation people anymore. When I started, we used to bid it out and get 6 or 8 different bids. Last time that we bid it out last year, we only received 2. US Imaging is a big vendor, and Sutterfield, and they do a really good job. So I think we just need the contract to be approved and request that it's signed.
So these all three are the 61,000, but they're doing them in 3 steps. So are we approving them all 3 today then?
Well, that's what I
all-
intended on, that way it was all done and she could do it as her time needed.
Okay.
Is that okay? We did it all at once?
Yeah, I was just making sure for it. I'll make a motion to approve and sign the Sutterfield Technologies contract for the book preservation needs in the amount of $61,857.32.
Yep.
Okay, that's our motion.
Second,
Okay.
did this come out of your,
This will come out of the recorder's fund.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of quote for Public Works road tractor.
So got a quote here from Rush Truck Center of Missouri for a 2027 International Road Tractor. The contract, cooperative contract is Sourcewell, and the price is $152,624. And this replaces a 1995 Ford road tractor that's used almost daily to pull one of the low boys hauling equipment. Primarily, the pipe crew uses this truck and trailer, but it can be used by any crew at any time. So, like I said, it gets used daily. And after 31 years, it's time to retire the Ford. It's been a good truck, but it's time to move it on. So, and this just needs to be signed, approved by the commission and signed.
Bet you don't get that many years out of any of these newer ones.
Nope, not anymore.
All right, good. I'll make a motion to approve the quote for the public roads, or Public Works road tractor.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So what are we going to do with the old one?
Well, we're going to sell it at surplus. Sam, you might want to buy it. It'd be a good parade hauler.
I don't think so. That sounded like something that Jeff would, it'd be a good parade vehicle for Jeff.
Yeah.
they give you $2.
Give me some ideas there.
Put a Jeep sticker on it.
Okay.
Well, then we wouldn't have the Jeeps in your big 250th parade this year.
You got to decorate them with red, white, and blue bunny.
All right.
Okay.
I don't have any bunnies though.
God love you.
Oh, bunting.
Bunting. Well, you can throw money.
Oh, Elias is blue and yellow, not red, white. and blue.
Okay, we got to keep moving ahead. We got to get done so Jessica can leave. Bid award for 2026-03 HVAC replacement Sheriff's Department.
We had the bid opening last Thursday for the HVAC replacement at the Sheriff's Department. We had 2 vendors that submitted a response. They both came in under the engineer's estimate, which was the $2.2 million. The recommendation is going to be to award it to United Mechanical Services for all the units, which is the $1,176,850. The crane cost was not included in this, so their crane cost per day was $8,000. Greg estimated that it was about 6 days that we might need a crane. So then the total became $1,224,850. And we just need a bid award today.
Is that attached to our meeting?
Yes.
I've got your email, I just didn't have I was trying to find it on the bid attachments or the.
Commissioners, we had budgeted $2 million for capital improvements, and there was been discussion to do it in phases. My recommendation, given this price, would just to be complete the project all at one point in time, but.
A year of 6 days at 8,000 a day, is that
Yes.
Yes.
a crane situation?
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of dreaded going into that bid opening.
I was hoping we're gonna have more because there was 8 contractors at the pre-bid, so.
I feel like we had some good news finally.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have to do it in stages and kind of split it up, but I agree with you, Jay. I think we might as well just bite the bullet and do it all. I don't know if that's, you had indicated yes, or
Yes.
Harry, you kind of looked at it too?
Oh, I'm pleasantly surprised at the number. And now that we've saved maybe that much, we can get lucky and get by with 5 or 4 days instead of 6, maybe.
Yep.
So would we have input into that?
We're
Or is it-
gonna, when we had our pre-bid, Sheriff Wheeler was there. The pods are gonna depend on where we have to put the prisoners. What we've been looking at is the prisoners, like an APOD can go into the rec room. I think that's what you want to call it.
There's a lot that depends on, we just have to sit down and come up with a
Yeah.
timeline.
But it's doable as,
Possibly. If it's only one pod that I have to move at a time, I can't put 2 pods in the same day. Right.
We made that clear to the contractors whenever they were at the
okay,
pre-bid.
so at the pre-bid meeting.
Yes, they have to
That
work with
was-
Sheriff Wheeler.
Communication was key. I need to know.
I mean, they're both at around the same amount of time to get it done, so. And, the one that we're gonna award it to wasn't even as aggressive as the other one, so 10 days should be workable. So,
We'll make it work.
I'll make a motion to award the 2026-03 HVAC replacement for the Sheriff's Department to United Mechanical Services.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Bid award and contract signing of 2026-01 generator maintenance.
We bid out the generator maintenance for countywide. We had 3 vendors that submitted a response. For the recommendation is going to be Clark Power Supplies. The award came in at $10,050, and Greg has looked at this and agreed with it.
It can't justify going with any of the others for the price, so.
And we do have the contract ready
Does
today.
this not cover the one you emailed us about was that this week? Or was that last week about we were having generator issues?
Yeah, it'll be covered under this contract.
So
And that generator is fixed as of right now.
did we have that under contract before then?
Yep.
Or is this new?
No, it's been under contract.
Who was that one?
Cummins out of Columbia.
Okay, because that seemed significant. Just to get them here.
No, to get them here from out of Kansas City, that was the other one for 35,000.
3,500.
3,500, sorry.
That was
They
the
are-
other one.
That,
We got two of them that were jacked up?
no, we just have one.
Okay, what's the other one?
We have one under contract, which is coming out of Columbia. They've been trying to fix it. I finally got tired of them. We called the Generac dealer that installed it, and they came down Monday and found the problem and fixed it. That was for 3,500.
So it is repaired.
Yes.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
So we had the other one contracted and they couldn't fix it?
Nope.
Why couldn't they fix it?
I don't know, Jeff. I kept beating on them pretty hard.
That's not the one we're awarding it to today.
No.
Okay.
And they actually didn't even bid the contract this time.
That's all of the generators that we have. Does that include the new one at the health department that we're gonna have?
The new health department, no, because that won't be in for another year and a half.
We add the generators
Oh, that's
on there.
true.
And same with Pringer, when we get Pringer on.
Oh, there's one for the Cole County Health Department on there, that C40N6.
Yeah, health department's on there, EMS is on there, the new EMS building's on there.
We'll just have to add Pringer once that comes
Right.
around.
I'm just having trouble swallowing the one that couldn't fix it, so this is totally different. Are you good? Make a motion to award the bid and sign the contract for the 2026-01 generator maintenance with Clark Power Services.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approval of adding Scenario Builder to OpenGov Enterprise Asset Management Software for Public Works. That's a mouthful.
It is. OpenGov and everything that it has is quite a bit too. So OpenGov is our platform for all of our assets, asset management, everything's rolled into OpenGov. We also have the online permitting through that. And we've been looking to basically expand our payment management program to be able to forecast and make decisions on a set time frame. In this case, 10 years to match the upcoming extension of the sales tax, asset sales tax to a 10-year sunset. So we've been looking at different options. Basically, what this next step would be is a program within or an add-on within OpenGov that will give us a 10-year plan for improvements, preventative maintenance, overlays, chip seals, everything that we do. It can actually give us a plan to improve our payments to a certain overall score based on a 10-year plan and how much funding we have available. And we've looked at different companies. Since we already have OpenGov as our platform, this is by far the most cost-effective option to go with. It's called Scenario Builder. It's just an add-on. It's $5,822.17 if we add it now. We're getting good pricing just because we're in the system. This is 2025 pricing. And we need to make this decision now if we're going to do it. If we would wait till next year, it could be about $10,000 as an add-on. So I would recommend we do this. And if there is a statement of work with OpenGov that we have to assign, and we would need to do a budget amendment to the software line item in our budget. I gave Jessica appropriation transfer there to sign, but basically this is just adding to our OpenGov platform to be able to forecast and make decisions on a 10-year cycle for our payment management plan. The OpenGov, what they submitted to us is the yearly cost plus a $4,000 training and building cost to build it out, but since we're already in the system, we don't need that. So I crossed that off. I initialed it. So you know, Sam, it's got your initial on there. We're just going to go with the 5822.17.
That's
So
for the year.
for a whole year, and it'll just get added to our yearly contract going forward. That increases a certain percentage each year, 2, 3, 4% or so. But getting this added now is by far the most cost-effective way to add to and do ultimately where we want to be on our payment management program.
Eric, is this also how you track, when I call you and say somebody in the Western District is complaining about pothole here on this, is it, you sort of start a ticket and?
So, yes, and so we rate our pavements every 2 years. OpenGov will give it a depreciation curve, and it'll tell you after 2 years where the pavement sits rating-wise, and take into factor all different items into consideration. What this will do is if somebody calls and says, my road needs an overlay or needs some work, when's it gonna get overlaid? We'd be able to go and say, okay, it falls within this year in the 10-year plan. Now, we can make adjustments to this, and when we make an adjustment, let's say we bump one up because of this reason or that, or maybe we need to couple it with another one that's the next year or something, it'll automatically refigure everything. And basically, it's a living plan. It doesn't just stay at 10 years and we don't touch it. So it's constantly updating as we make improvements or do maintenance on the roads. Does that answer your question?
Well, it does. Well, we go a little further. What about just the day-to-day stuff of things to do and keep track of? Is this?
So OpenGov Asset Management, that platform is where when we get those calls, we put it into the system, it goes as a task and the crews do it.
Yes. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So are you loading that up now with these underground cable people that are just chopping the county up into little pieces and upsetting residents whose yards are now swimming pools?
So that goes into the online permitting, and the utilities, they have to get a permit through that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because we're going to be making some changes to our policies on utilities and change the fees for getting the utility permit. And right now, we don't have a lot of teeth in that. And so, and by state statute, utility companies we have to give them a permit to work within our right of way. If we don't issue them within 30 days, it's automatically issued. And that's by statute. So there's certain things we have to follow, but we don't have good policy to regulate it. We do, but it's just very loose and it's outdated. So we're going to be updating that within the next couple months. So a long answer to a very, very short question, but
I don't want to get into it now, but then you're worried about a bill in the legislature right now about the right of way and who has to pay for that or gets to pay for that.
yeah, they're actually taking testimony on that. There's a hearing today at 10. I can't go. I got something I got to do at 10:30, but our Brian Bernstetter is going to be testifying, as well as Public Works Director Kyle Bremer for the city. And that would require us to pay for if we impact them in our right of way doing a project, we have to pay for their relocation. So it could add a lot of cost to our projects, depending on what it is that we're doing. So definitely not a good thing for cities and counties in the state if that were to pass and get some.
They're just getting back the money they paid us to put it in right away, right?
Right now, they don't pay us anything.
Exactly.
We're gonna, yeah.
Exactly. So, there you go. If they do that, then there may be a fee associated with them using our right of way, right?
There should be, yeah. But it's
Play the game.
yeah. Now, utilities
Okay.
can't get their own easements like most of the regulated utilities, like the power companies and the water and all that. They are in their own easements, and so if we impact them on a project, we have to pay for their relocation. It's the ones that are actually located within our right of way.
So how far out do you plan stuff with this OpenGov? Is this getting out 10 years, 30 years? Is it has it got a master plan effective?
We could go longer than 10, but 10 is our funding cycle with the half-cent sales tax, so that's what we would do. Now, we could say, I think we could build different scenarios that, okay, this is our 10-year, and then this would be the next 10, and we could assign, an inflated funding or revenue amount for that to kind of project beyond that 10. So some road, if we overlaid it 2 years ago, it's probably not going to be within that 10 for an overlay, but it could get a chip seal, okay? Or crack sealing or other things, and that'll all be in the system. So generally, every road's probably going to get something within 10. And this program can help us tell us when to do that, when the optimum time to do that. Right now, it's just basically just manually done, which can work sometimes, but you can forget or miss things pretty easily. Things can get passed up just because we're not on every road all the time.
So I don't usually do this, but I'm opening another can of worms. So small communities may not be able to afford some kind of system like this. So this would be something that they'd be able to maybe piggyback on with us at a reduced price to where we can maybe operate it for a portion of their cooperative sales tax funding or something that may help them prepare, because a lot of them are dealing with, number one, they don't have money to take care of the roads, but also planning. So I didn't know if this was anything that they could.
We've talked, I think, in the past with maybe one of the communities about that, and to add them into this, what we're talking about with OpenGov, we'd have to add their assets in our system, which would be an additional cost. And I think just for pavement management, with them not having many roads, it'd be easy just to rate the roads and then they can kind of manage it on their own. It's not, with 5 or 6 miles of roads, it's not too bad. In our case, 478. It takes a little, something like this to be able to effectively manage it. But I think that we can have that conversation with them as we progress into the next sales tax cycle on maybe
They just have fewer resources. If this is something that could help them do some planning, it always helps. This used to be the cartograph, right?
So Cartograph was the asset
So when I
management
figure out
side.
the name and finally get it memorized and change it.
OpenGov is a company that had the online permitting. They bought Cartograph to have the asset management as part of their platform. So now it's just OpenGov.
I think that was all the questions I had. Good if you want to go.
Yes.
You want to just go ahead and go ahead. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve and then sign the contract with OpenGov, adding the scenario builder to the OpenGov Enterprise Asset Management Software for Public Works.
Second.
Any other discussion?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye, sorry. Okay.
Aye.
Wonder how I'm going to vote.
Okay. New business, accounts payable review.
There is none today.
Okay. So we need to open up a public hearing for stormwater permit with DNR.
Okay, bear with me. I do need to read some of this. I'll try to go quickly. So we do have to renew our permit. It's the small municipal separate storm sewer system, MS4. Sorry about that. With DNR manages it. It's through the Environmental Protection Agency Clean Water Act, managed by Department of Natural Resources for the state. And so we have to have a permit with them for this storm sewer system. So it encompasses the urbanized areas of Cole County, which is 1,000 people or more within a square mile, and also a buffer around that. And so that's our boundary of this permit coverage area. And so we do have to apply for a new permit. The current one expires in September of this year. We have to so the new permit would be issued to us October 1st, and we have to submit this. We have to have the hearing and everything 180 days out. There's very specific guidelines we have to follow on this. So we did the whole permit through the whole state, did have a big overhaul in 2020. This cycle is very minimal, so there's not very many changes that we have to do. So we do have to hold a public hearing, and any comments on this, if there is any now, we would receive them. Hearing none, we will hold this open for 30 more days. So if anybody has any comments after hearing about this meeting today, they can still contact us. The information about the permit's posted online. And with this, we'll once we get any comments that we haven't received any today, but if we do, we'll take those and modify our proposed plan to submit to them, as well as the application, and submit that within the necessary time frame to get our new permit issued by October 1st. So part of our plan with this is also to have an annual report to the County Commission and just basically give you an update on our activities within our permit for compliance with DNR. So we have worked to inform the public about ways to reduce stormwater pollution through quarterly Facebook messages, information on our county website, marking of storm drain inlets with a no dumping placard on top of them, as well as participating in the countywide household hazardous waste collection program. We did complete the update of the required mapping of our stormwater system within the MS4 area, following the update of the urbanized area from the 2020 census. So every census that's done, we have to update this map of our urbanized area because it changes. We did not complete any dry weather field screening of any of the outfalls, but we will work on 71 of those of the 207 by the end of September. We don't have to do all of these outfalls every time, but we do some just to keep on a regular schedule. And as part of the county's construction site runoff control program, 37 formal and daily informal inspections were conducted on the Wildwood project. That is within the MS4, and so we did have to do inspections routinely through the whole project time frame. Additionally, 2 land disturbance permits on private construction sites were issued, and 2 oversight inspections have been done on those sites, and then no new post-construction BMPs were constructed in 2025. And then as part of the county's good housekeeping and municipal operations, 40 employees received training on all 11 required stormwater pollution prevention topics, and then all 3 of the maintenance facilities within the MS4 were inspected. And we are working on updating the stormwater pollution prevention plan and spill prevention, control, and countermeasure plan for those facilities. So that's all I have.
We'll keep the public hearing open for 30 days.
30 days, and after that point, we will submit everything and we should be fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, discussion and approval of Public Works Department Career Path Progression Plan update.
Okay, so we did not make any changes to the actual narrative or content in the plan. The only thing we changed was to update the starting salaries for the different positions based on the COLA that was approved with this year's budget. So when we went in, you can look at each job that we have has a starting salary. And the only thing we changed, like I said, was based on the COLA. We took that number and then backed it to the nearest $500 to create, if we did have somebody move into one of those positions, to create a little bit of a separation. So that's really all I have on that. We just changed the dollar amounts. And just need visited with Sheila. She recommended that we take it to the county commission for approval.
Did this come from you in an email last week?
Yes. So for example, our equipment operator, one position, coming in, it was $36,000 without a CDL and $38,000 with a CDL. We bumped those to $37,000 and $39,000. If you actually took the COLA, added that to those amounts, it's a little bit higher. But if we have current employees in those positions, we bring in somebody new, we needed to create just a little bit of separation.
So this is just the starting position. It's not affecting anybody that's currently.
It's every position that we have. We just added COLA to whatever the dollar amounts were prior.
But you're not changing anybody else's salaries.
Nobody's getting this.
This is just
The starting salaries.
career path.
No salaries are changed by this. So there are career path promotions within our budget that was approved, and wherever they fall within this, there could be a little bit of a change, but it won't be significant.
So we've got the salary study still going on, and it will encapsulate public works, correct, Sheila?
Yes.
So I think I'd rather wait until we get farther down the hole in that to decide what we're going to do with this. We're not doing this across the county. I mean, if we're gonna do this, I think this should be something we look at countywide too. And this is kind of what happened with the Archer study, is we kept the base salaries. We never made adjustments for it yearly for the COLA part. And that's by no fault other than our own, and we're the last, whatever, 20 years that the Archer study's been in there. And so.
I understand, and I appreciate that comment, Jeff. And here's why we did this now. Our starting salary for entry level is a little over I think it's $18.30 or so. The city recently bumped theirs up to $20 an hour, and Boone County just bumped theirs to $23.46, and so we're behind as it is. We have 2 openings right now, at entry-level positions open right now, and it's going to be challenging to hire them, and we felt like we needed to bump it up to be current, at least with where our salary was and with the COLA.
How long have the openings been open?
One since around Christmas, and then another one about 2 month and a half or so.
So is that just some starting positions, or is this because the proposal you got's across the board? So go ahead and say it, Sheriff. Don't want to cause.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm being good.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, and I still going to argue with it, but.
I feel we need to make sure we're keeping current with what our starting salary for each position. Now, entry level, yes, that's where we're hurting the worst because we're so far behind. It seems like every time we make some increases, we just get passed up again. It's constantly a leapfrog. At some point, this is going to hopefully even out. Hopefully
It won't. I guarantee you, because we've been doing this for 5 years now with law enforcement. We make a change, they make a change, some other neighbor makes a change, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Sheriff, but it's kind of been a tennis match with everybody. And
Well, with tennis matches, it goes back and forth. This is more like stair steps.
no, we've made adjustments over the last couple of years to get them where they are
Which
now.
direction? In which direction?
Upwards, that was our.
That's where the stair steps are coming. I mean, the sheriff will, don't want to get too far off of this subject, but the sheriff will, lobby hard enough to get either a signing bonus or increase and so on, and then he'll poach a few from other counties and from a couple of police departments, and they reciprocate by poaching back, and it's always going up. I understand that. And, I mean, hasn't the city just approved a 10,000 signing bonus for?
They're up to $15,000 now. For a sign-on bonus for post-certified. And we've had open support services open since October.
Back to what's right in front of us, I think that when we adopt that progression plan, in my opinion or understanding, is you would automatically bump that thing along with COLAs, because otherwise you, I don't know, defeated the whole purpose of having the progression plan.
That's my hope with the salary study, that there is a plan that does happen as time goes on and not stay stagnant.
I'm inclined to support the Public Works Director on his request.
As am I.
Well, then that's good. If I can hear that, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to approve the Public Works Department career path progression plan as he previously provided these parties. Get lots of P's in this statement.
I will second. Any other discussion?
Have we looked at any budget effect this is going to have? Because it seems like this should be a budget discussion. It should be county-wide. To me, I think that's one of my arguments. And the other offices and elected officials
So we built in the cost of living, the 1% plus the $750 to all filled positions and the vacant positions in there. We budget assuming all positions being filled.
So if I have a nurse leave and she's up the scale, I can rehire at the starting position plus what was given for the COLA for this year.
It's up to you to manage your payroll,
No, because we're not approving yours today.
but
So I'm just asking, for reference.
That's what everybody's gonna come and ask.
Right.
So-
And I mean, it would still be less than what the current person is making that left, probably, if they had been here a while.
one of the things we have to be careful with, and this happens and it's happening in this time now, is you have someone with 10 years of experience leave, more or less request an increase. We don't give it to them, and then trying to fill their position, and you get extremely close to what the person with 10 years of experience was making, because that's what the market is requiring. That's the employment environment we're in right now. All of this moving forward, the salary study, it will be a big key to where we go. But again, the budgets are approved with the current salaries and with vacancies at what those rates that we discussed were appropriate at the time of what we thought it would take to fill those positions.
So when I submitted the budget, we included any employee that was eligible for a career path promotion, and that's in the approved budget. Now, I based the amount on the previous dollar amounts in the plan. Now, if approved today, the promotion that they would get could be a little bit more. It's going to be minor. I could maybe do a quick calculation of one, but it'll be relatively minor because we already had the dollars budgeted in there, but we budget for the full year. Now, they might get the promotion midway through the year, so they only get a partial amount of what was budgeted.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, what you're saying is when we budgeted open positions, you included that plus the COLA.
Correct.
So this would be covered.
Yes.
I think the answer was yes. Or
Now, I have not seen the dollar impact of Eric's specific plan.
you actually didn't go the full COLA from what I understand. You rounded to a certain number.
Yeah,
So it
right.
should all be covered. So that answered my question on that.
It worked out to be about $1,000 per position on that.
Not per person.
Not per position
Per
or job
position.
title.
Open. New open position.
Starting salary.
Starting salary, yeah.
And some budget implications, it's negligible. In fact, we're actually coming in under our budget because, again, we budget the full promotion for the full year, but somebody might not be eligible until mid-year or maybe towards the, actually I got one that's November. So, there'll only be about, 10% of that budgeted amount that actually gets used. Does that make sense? So we're over budgeted based on.
I quit asking questions, so I'd quit talking while they're still yes. I don't know. We made some significant changes over the years, and I think that if we're going to do this, we need to look at doing this countywide, and maybe I think that's in the conversation for the salary study, which is supposed to be done this year and hopefully implement 27. So,
Okay. Any other discussion?
I'll call.
Call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
nay.
Thank you. Someday I'm going to get a yay out of it.
Okay.
Just gotta say no once
Fiscal
in a
year
while.
27 HMV Highway Safety Grant application.
This is an ongoing grant that we have with MoDOT that we do every year. This is for HMV, hazardous moving violation. It's a total of $16,948. It includes overtime, benefits, a lead set conference with hotels, radars, and some other equipment.
Okay.
I have to initial.
No, you have to print blood, drop of blood on each side there.
All right, I'll make a motion to sign and approve the FY27 HMV Highway Safety Grant application.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Fiscal year 27 DWI Highway Safety Grant application. Bless you. Can't get sick.
This is the, again, the MoDOT contract for DWI enforcement. It's for $7,875. It's for overtime and fringe benefits.
How come Jeff gets the HMV and I get the DWI?
Just when I stood up, I leaned over this way, so I just walked that way.
I'll make a motion to adopt or to apply for the Highway Safety Grant application, the DWI Highway Safety Grant application FY27.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Eric, I do want to point out, I tell you no once in a while, but it never curbs your enthusiasm, so I appreciate you.
It's all good.
Approval and signing of State Tax Commission Assessor Maintenance Plan. Here you are, sir.
All right, I provided each one of you all with a copy of this, but this, I think, is just an annual.
There were no pictures in
formality.
there.
No
We
pictures.
didn't get you trained.
Sorry. Well, there were some charts in there. There were some charts, so. But hopefully you've had a chance to review it, and upon your all's signature, we submit this to the Tax Commission and then move forward.
So were there many changes in what we've proposed in prior years or anything in there, Tim, that,
Yeah.
I mean, the thumb through it was a lot of.
Yeah. It's really just, do we have the staff to do what we're wanting to do? And I think there were some areas, if you look through the flow chart, where we didn't have enough staff, but then there were other parts of the year where we did. It was kind of on a month by month, but if you average it out over the course of a year, I think we have the staff that we need to do what we want to do.
So does that affect directly the amount of money we get?
Yes, that to a degree, yes. The per parcel amount doesn't change, but it basically this is us saying that we have the staff and the resources to do what it is we're wanting to do within the framework of this.
Historically, we have modified or took exception to the draft that was brought to us for this because I think actually the State Tax Commission commented that there was some extraneous or additional narrative that didn't belong in the plan. And I think that, do you recall that?
It was the narrative letter that didn't explain how the office is going to achieve reassessment. It just complained about everything.
But I didn't see that.
We had no complaints inserted in this plan, yes.
Will you go back and forth with the State Tax Commission a little bit on the language here?
Yeah, we have a local rep, and so Tammy Mackay is who we've been dealing with, and so there's been back and forth, and they've kind of looked at our flow charts and made recommendations and suggestions, and I think we've settled into what works from both sides here.
Okay. I'm good. Thank you, Tim.
I'll make a motion to approve and sign the state tax commission assessor maintenance plan as presented by the county assessor.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See, since you're the newbie, we save you till last always.
There you go.
Okay, and we are going to, the unfinished business, we are going to table the quick care sign at the health department discussion. So we'll add that to a future agenda. Anything else? Do we have a closed session legal?
Yes.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri, Commission will go into closed session to discuss the following. Legal under section 610.021, subsection.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Sam,
Yes.